Right, so jumping right off of our previous video talking about the first major melatonin inducer suppressor, which is light, our second big category is going to fall into your nutrition. So we're specifically talking about carbohydrates and also some fats. So let's talk about it from a understanding of what carbohydrates do for your body. I want you to understand carbohydrates in general as their most important function being to give you energy. And in our body, that form tends to come in the form of calories. We are going to talk about one form of carbohydrate, which is fiber, in a different video when we talk about nutrition. But really, the thing I'm having you focus on right now is carbohydrates that offer calories. These calories are what your body uses as a form of energy. The main places in your body that use energy are going to be your brain and your muscles. And that should make sense during the day in terms of productivity. It's utilizing that brain muscle or the body muscles, the skeletal muscles for movement and activity and coordination. So at night, when we go towards sleep, especially something like REM sleep, where our body isn't also moving, excess calories sitting in the GI tract waiting to be digested, if they're not going to the muscles of the body, the brain's really not highly utilizing them, the only place they're going to go is going to be your fatty tissue. And so really we want to avoid that, because the other piece of it is while the body is working on digesting those carbohydrates, it's not going to allow it to sit in the blood vessel. And again, a lot of this information will make way more sense once we go into nutrition, which you can do in another set of videos. But overall, what I want you to understand about your carbohydrates is the meal that is closest to nighttime. You want to make it low carb, low fat, really focusing on the protein, focusing on the fiber content in that meal. Now, it takes 2 to 4 hours approximately for the body to digest that carbohydrate and fat content. And so if the bedtime goal, let's say, is 10 o'clock, we really want to be planning for dinner to be closer to 6 o'clock or at latest 8 o'clock. And we really, really want to be limiting eating anything after that time. And I'm hoping this video is explaining to you, and if you've ever heard people say, don't eat close to bedtime, or I really need to stop snacking before bedtime, this is really where it's coming from. All of those carbohydrates are trying to get digested in the body or being put into fatty storage, which we don't also want necessarily. And so we really want to be moving that carbohydrate to be an earlier time because of that association to productivity, right? Going to the brain, going to the body and the muscles. Carbohydrates tend to be melatonin suppressants. And so what we really want to do is manage our time wisely, using those carbohydrates during the day. And then when we get closer to the nighttime, to the time that we're planning to go to bed, at least 2 to 4 hours before, making sure our last meal is satisfactory, but earlier in the day. If you want more information on exactly how this would work, how this contributes to things like weight and so on, please feel free to watch this future video about intermittent fasting, which should be coming up shortly. But I hope this makes sense, and I want you to understand that between light and carbs, that is a huge part of what is going to impact your melatonin that is trying to be increased and get you to a healthy sleep quality state. So we have 2 more major melatonin inducer suppressors to talk about, so I'll see you in the next video.